playing music, right? There's a whole bunch of different ways you did it. There's a whole bunch of different formats in which it was in. So when it comes to volumetric people, right, Gaussian splat and other technologies are coming really soon, where this kind of thing is going to be very, very possible for a lot of people. So then it becomes, what is the standard of delivery and how does that work? Because it is a lot of data. And what you guys will see today, stream it all. We have many applications that are on Vision Pro, Quest, and so on and so on, and they're under 2 gigs, and they're packed with hundreds of performances that are terabytes of data apiece, right? So then there's a lot of things that come into question, is how to serve that, how to sync it, and all these other shit, and I'm not here to get into that right now. We got to sign on disclosure too, but we'll get into it perhaps if you want to have a discussion about that. But first, what we should do is give you guys an actual demonstration, right? How this machine, I'm making sure I'm on time. I was a drummer. So, Lexi's already got the lights on. Got that. Sorry for the blinding spot, guys. It's what it is. So, in fact, who wants to walk in there? Anyone? Go. All right, hold on, wait, give me a second. Come on out. Let Brian get set up. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Hold on. Okay, so what we're going to do is go through the process of this, okay? What it is like to do it, you know? What it's like, there we go, what it's like to watch it get done, you know? And then a brief glimpse of how long it takes to see the results, right? All right, so you ready? Yeah. All right, now walk in. Lexi, don't walk in with him. Just go to the center of the circle. He can hear me in there. Just walk around the middle and wave hello. Turn around, wave hello. There we go. Both hands. Say hi everywhere. All right, come on out. All right, now Brian's going to do some things, and I'm going to continue to run my mouth. Lexi, hit the light. There you go. You're welcome, guys. Brian's going to do some things, and you're going to see the process, okay? First thing we do is make sure the person is correct, and the depth of everything. This isn't a green screen. It's just green because familiarity, right? And simplicity and other things. But you can wear green in there. It's not going to do anything because this is depth, okay? The cameras don't see past here. They're not looking right here. They're only looking right here. They're not looking this way. That's why there's a circle. It's only capturing what's in the center of the circle. Okay? So 32 cameras backed by a very sophisticated AI system. That's all that buzzing you hear back there, all those fans. That's that bitch right there. That's where the money is, guys. Don't spill coffee on it. So this thing then stitches him together and gives us a complete human being. We don't need an animation team. We don't need a mocap team. We don't need a this. We don't need a that. But then we ask the question, what else can we do? You see, now I have you, right? And we spoke briefly about training data, right? There's not a data set on Earth. I don't care if you're Donald Trump, a hyper-publicized person, right? There's no data set on Earth from all perspectives of him. In this shape, in this light, in this perspective, or in this presentation, from all perspectives. Which is what flawless training data is. Oh, and then labeled. Right? So, whereas you can do deepfake Donalds, those are funny. We taught South Park how to do it. It's a hilarious web series. Cute and funny. But you can make generative content to an extent. Right? You might get a goiter, you might get an extra finger, you might get some other flawed details, and this is because the training data is flawed. Period. Okay? But what also you won't do is transcend past this two-dimensional screen. I have this question. Everyone's running to generative AI to start making shit for a dying industry. Guys, Paramount Studios shut down. I don't know if you know this. Like, I work here. No one's doing shit. 50% of production shut down this year as opposed to last year. 50%. 70% of content ingested these days is user-generated content. That's a profound change from before when it was industry-made content. So, this rush for generative AI is a rush to feed a system that isn't paying. So the point of me mentioning that is, sure, I can make a deepfake dog. It's fucking funny. And I can make some generative movie scenes with someone in it if I have enough data. But what I can't do is put them right there because you don't have the data from behind, from beneath, from underneath, in between the fingers, and so on and so on and so on. So right now, it's very possible to reconstruct a mesh of a human, a three-dimensional mesh of a human in real time. It's possible, right? But what is very difficult is to then texturize it, okay? And this is just standard procedure. Now, to get a computer to then understand how to do something that you don't even know how to do, well, I got that. It's not going to work out. So, that's my little bit on training data and the importance of volumetric training data when it comes to generative AI and regenerative AI. You see, now I have data on you. I got you waving like this. But what if I wanted you playing the drums? What if I wanted to retire from you and take in this alter ego of an individual that isn't myself? I'll just hire you. Play drums for me. Slap some tattoos on you, some weird fucking hair. It'll work. So, that's the future we're at. That's not the future, that's the now. The future is much different, and it's way weirder. You know, we get into an era where people just don't ever have to come in here again to perform. They just send me their tracks, and the odds of them actually making those tracks are pretty slim. So how automated is this process? This is why I say we specialize in the preservation of human legacy and performance, because soon that will be the most valuable thing, because there will be so little of it. So, I think that's a good note for me to shut up, and, right, strong note. All right, so then we're gonna get into demos. We're gonna show you stuff firsthand. You can get to play with this. There's a couple different demos that you can experience. One is fully immersive, where you go into another world, and there's people there with you. Each other will be in there with you, and you're going to a concert, playing with shit, doing stuff, things like that. Or you can do what Brian did, and that's put someone right there. We got that too. We'll show you those in both those forms. And then, wait, where are we at here? Okay, so we're 50%. I'm gonna talk for a little bit more. I thought I had that one. As you can see, it takes a little bit of processing time, okay? Now, also to note, what we're processing is only about a second or two, okay? So to give you an idea of this process, an artist will come in here, and they'll do the song in its entirety. Not like a music video where you can take, retake, let me try and get this part right, and then you got a hero pose making them look good. This is the qualifier. I've had so many musicians come in here expecting me to make them look good, and I'm like, sorry, dude, but you will fail on your own. There's nothing I can do to pick you up, man. There's not a camera angle in the world that's gonna make you look cool in here, my friend. Sorry. So that hero pose is a powerful thing. 3-second transition is a very powerful thing. So is a flashing light. It'll make anyone fucking look badass. You throw an explosion behind you, dude, people love it, man. But when you put someone right here, it's different. You know, when you go to see them perform on stage, it's different. A lot of musicians are dependent on stage shows, DJs are 100% dependent on a stage show. Meaning lights, lasers, all this kind of shit that's going to trip the drugs out and make you think you're having a good time. Oh, you know, you're like, okay, that's a show. But musicians, they gotta, you gotta really show out, and you gotta have that energy every night and all that shit, and it shows, right? Music videos, you have the luxury of, you know, the retake. You know, oh, I didn't nail that one. Hold on, let me try it again. And they're like, that wasn't it. All right, hold on. We did. All right, right? You don't get that. It's all. There you go. All right, so there you are. Now trapped in my matrix. That's an idea of how long it takes. Okay? So an artist will come in here. They'll perform the song in its entirety. If they fuck up, they start again. Okay? There's no, oh, we'll fix that part. No, we won't. You start again. It has to be all the way through. Okay? So then they perform. They usually go home or to a strip club, such as Rich the Kid did. Took my money, went right to the strip club. And that's a true story. Then hired my camera guy too and took him with him. Anyways, but now I own him. So, so then the musician will come in here, and we'll get into that too, right? Rich the Kid's a very exception. We own him because we own a majority of him because he's an idiot and wanted the bag up front. We don't own any other musician out of the 3,000 entertainers that we've captured. He's the only one because that dumb fuck insisted that I own him forever. I said, if I'm lost. Hope you don't own me. But that's real shit, guys. I mean, I hate to be that kind of businessman, but I got investors. So, anyways, so my point is, a musician will come in here and they'll capture, and they'll go home, or wherever they go, and they'll go to sleep, or not, and the next day, it's done. It's ready. Brian goes home, he's not here slaving away, he probably is, but on some other shit. Not on this. You know, I don't leave the building, but I'm not working on it. I'm working on some other shit. Like, what are we gonna do with it after? Is there gonna be some explosions that go on? You know, are we gonna need some menus or whatever? So all that's being done, okay? And JBT is doing most of it, mind you. Half lie. So then the next day we have our files and we have a deployable product. Okay, so then it goes up into the club and then served to an audience. One day. Now to give you a perspective, it took them 6 months to put Travis Scott going like this in Fortnite. 6 months and millions of dollars. Now the good news is, it generated billions. And then Travis Scott sued him. But he should have sued his manager for not asking for ownership of himself performing in a place that he didn't feel was real. He thought it's a music video. Those kids are living in there. There's children who believe that that's their first concert. Really understand the gravity of it, right? So the kids don't know the difference. They don't care there's a difference. But to Travis Scott, there was at the end. He didn't feel he got paid, and he didn't. They made unfathomable amounts of money, and you know, he took the bag up front, like Rich the Kid. Rich the Kid took the bag up front. I'm going to have him performing forever, and so many, that 30 years from now, he's going to be in front of 7-Eleven selling motherfucking Slurpees. That's real shit. So the importance of owning yourself is so profound, I can't even sit up here and get into it, because we don't have that kind of time. But if you want to own yourself in this world, I assure you, you definitely want to own yourself in that one because it's worth more. So, I mean, if I can deliver this speech 1,000 times today in all the regions of the world, and then do it 1,000 times tomorrow, but instead I'm with my son? Well, now we have the freedom I was looking for when I quit that tour back in 2010. And it took me this long to get there, and I think that's where I'm going to cut. So now we're going to do demos. Thank you. And there will be demos in this room right here, and there will be demos upstairs as well, okay? Both of them are the same ones, you know, but we are limited on devices and presenters of the demos. So just hang out, get in line. We've got some places to chill. There's some water and donuts and shit over there. Brian will also be here, right here in this room, to answer any questions or conversations you have about the system and things like that, or training data. Brian is really into AI and nerd shit. Great conversation. I will be helping upstairs in those demos and answering and asking questions, but mainly answering them about deployment, monetization, security, all that other shit. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask me. Most of our staff is really equipped on what we're doing, especially Char right there. He knows everything we're doing. Ask him tons of questions. Chris knows everything we're doing. Ask him tons of questions. So for the rest of the time, that's how we're going to spend it. Let you guys play with this stuff. If you can convince Brian to give you a quick little, I'll send you guys the file. You'll understand how you can't play it and why it's important to have a standard player for this shit. But if you're a Unity developer or an Unreal Engine developer, I highly recommend you try and talk them into it. Because you'll know what's doing it. And it's truly fascinating to play with this kind of stuff and to see yourself as an individual who likes to perform. I've had the pleasure of walking musicians to their own concert. And that's different. Like being able to go to a concert is pretty cool. Being able to go to your own concert, like it just like transport out of this body. He's like, he's pretty good, man. And no one knows who the fuck you are because you're an avatar, and you're hyping yourself up. Dude, he's the best one in the band. You see him? The rest of those guys are lame, especially the bass player. Everyone makes fun of the bass players, but they're the ones with the jobs, and they're the more logical ones. So no one likes them. Anyways, if you didn't know, that's the gossip in the music industry. So with that, again, right here, Char and Chris will be roaming around. Char will be doing demos down here. And Celeste, is she here? Celeste, there she is. She has helped us quite a bit, and she knows pretty much everything we're doing too. And she's a vast amount of information in the XR industry, period, and how it correlates to what we're doing. So I highly suggest you pick her brain. She'll be doing demonstrations upstairs and walking you through all that stuff. So on that note, I'm going to stop rambling. As I said, I had a bad habit of doing. I'm kind of on time. Thank you, guys.